Hello, hello, citizens of Arrayo. Welcome back. It's tournament day here. We're back with another affiliate tournament here for titanium, a whole chunk of titanium on the line. It's our titanium tournament volume 2 here with season 2 of the year. We've got a lot of Titan action already in the day, and our very own Ross making it pretty deep in the bracket, I'd say. How are you doing?
Yeah, my personal best Reign of Titans finish
Yes.
today after years. People, if you're thinking about getting in the game, it doesn't take years to climb as far as I did. I'm just slow. Okay, I'm just slow.
But you got there.
I'm
But
getting
you got
refined.
there.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I got to bracket finals. Big shouts to Rush. Rush beat me 3 games to 0. So bracket C could have been mine. We were so close. But anywho, we're moving on. We're down to our top 4 players. These are the champions of their respective brackets: bracket A, bracket B, bracket C, bracket D. We are going to match up bracket A's champion to bracket B's champion. They're going to play a best of 5. Then we got a bracket C versus bracket D. So we're going to play a best of 5. And then the winners of those 2 matches will be in grand finals and try their best to claw their way to the top and win the championship crown and the biggest chunk of the 8 million titanium that's on the line today, as well
So
as
much.
those ultra important and potentially understated
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes,
championship
yes.
leaderboard points for that end of season tournament in June for 4,000 US dollars. Whoo!
Breathe, breathe.
I know. I not even just thinking about it's got me all hot. Got me tickled.
Yes, kicking things off here. The beginning of this tournament cycle, a lot on the line, and a lot of players playing it out today. A lot of brackets breezing through, though. And now we're finally here at our bracket finals, leading into grands, like you just said. Our first matchup here for bracket A versus bracket B, we've got Ivan El Mosquito versus Stompin' on 'em. Players are gonna get
Yeah.
matched up, and then we'll see. It's been best of ones thus far,
Yep,
and
until
then a few
bracket
best.
semis. So each
Yes.
bracket semi went to best of threes, and then bracket finals were best of fives. So lots of I'm not gonna say that there wasn't some best of one luck in my favor today. But let's just say it's super nice when you win that one match and you can just say, oop, on to the next one instead of having
Hmm.
to sweat some changes and such, for more skilled players than myself.
Mm.
They're frothing. They're like, yeah, put me into match 2. Anywho, a quick climb today, folks. Whew. And now here we go. We're getting again bracket A champion versus bracket B champion. Ivan El Mosquito versus
Stomping
bracket
on
B's champ. Stomping at him.
'em.
Stomping
Stomping
at
on 'em.
him. Here we go. It's going to be sick. We can't see what Titans they're playing. You can see that on the
Mm.
tournament platform. Once you match with people, you can see what element they're playing. But since this final bracket is off tournament platform, we don't have
Yes.
that information. But we'll have it here in literally seconds, folks. Glad you're here. Follow everybody on Instagram. We got
Oh,
Titan,
yes.
Reign of Titan Tales. We got Reign of Titans. We got Reign of Titans Esports. We've got Reign of Titans IN, Reign of Titans BR, Reign of Titans Army, and a couple
Hmm.
other Reign of Titan fan accounts that are definitely worth a follow. Um, yeah, here we go.
We're
And
matched
also take
up.
a screenshot that you're here.
Yes. Don't forget, some loot boxes await you for
I
free.
I opened another epic this week.
Oh,
I
shit.
opened
Really?
another epic. I got another
Damn.
epic stone blade,
Nice.
and then I traded it because I already had an epic stone blade. I traded it
Hmm.
for epic webbed shield, which looks freaking awesome.
Oh, yes. Yes. Nice upgrade, I would say.
All
Okay,
right, here
first
we
hand
go.
here. Yeah. The
Forest.
Punisher.
That's right. Forest v Sky. Oh, Flying Menace, one of the biggest buffs in the Sky Arsenal. This is looking like an attack Sky. Oh my goodness. And Furious Winds on top,
Oh, geez. Yeah,
blasting
that.
those stats up in perpetuity. There's some regeneration. A scroll that's making sort of a resurgence with
Mm-hmm.
the mana changes in the most recent patch. Oh my, Punisher already
Oh,
down into
jeez.
into the
One,
orange health.
152 out the gate. Goodness.
Yo,
This.
Tashar in the chat, Blastwitch in the chat. Hello, Matty OP in the chat. And over on YouTube, it's me.
Hello, hello.
The match goes on. 50 defense for Verdugo, who's using that defense, leveraging that with the Nature's Boon keyword to smash, speaking of smash, their opponent. Punisher with the smash. Bulwark Bless going to get that defensive number up into the triple digits. Kale
Jeez.
Strike not going to be able to hit super hard into 100 defense. 100 plus, I might say.
100, yeah. 110. Take some time to recover. Defense stat wasn't even boosted that much
Oh my.
this last turn.
The Shield Bash.
Oh, the Shield Bash comes in. 179. Ooh.
The aggro forest is going ham sandwich right now. Absolutely
Double
pressing the pedal.
Double shield forest being aggro is just scary.
Yeah. I mean, it's not every day you have your opponent show up with 2 shields and you're like trembling, you know? But here we are. Punisher down to their final. Oh my! The clapback. Heavy strike for 118. Some bonus damage as well from that surge meter. Whirlwind spin, gonna hit hard as well, but Punisher down to 34.
34.
Oh, there's the mana berry. Extra mana and Nature's Boon is live. Pedal to the metal, Verdugo! The Earthquake for 93.
Smash.
Good gravy. That was absolutely crazy.
Titans.
The curtains are closed. Game 1 in the bag. Verdugo, the Forest Titan, taking game 1 here in final bracket semis. And that was pretty decisive. I mean, Forest not necessarily known for its speed in closing out a match, but when it's built like this, au contraire. So Titans able to make changes in between battles here. We'll see if Stapaninum changes anything up about the Punisher's build, weapons, etc. And we're getting into game number 2. We do see a slight change here to the Champion's Axe. I think that wasn't main hand last time.
No, and offense also changed to Mad Mirror here.
Mad Mirror instead of the Bad Eyeball.
Yes.
Big Bad Eyeball.
Bad Eyeball.
Look at that, folks. If you follow us on YouTube and send proof in the Discord, earn a whooping 3 mega loots.
3.
It also says that in our Twitch channel. So maybe just also follow there. I'm not sure that you get doubled down on rewards, but just if you're on both chats right now, thank you. Thank you for being here. Big Entangle gonna pull down. That was the spell that Punisher was looking for in game 1. Now the Punisher in sort of the driver's seat in terms of pace of the match, since Verdugo is going to have to rebuild that defensive number. Skogs in the chat. What up, dude? Glad you're here. Blake's in the chat. What up, dude?
Hello.
Happy tournament day. In my opinion, tournament platform ran absolutely swiftly. One little visual bug threw off one of the brackets, but that got remedied pretty quick. Shout out to Ink, who's been on the clock this morning. Freaking putting out just that little miniature fire. But yeah, the future looks bright, folks.
Yes,
tournament
indeed.
Platform is hot.
Tournament platform, the balance patch, cosmetic changes already. We can see all of those text changes on our scroll artwork.
Oh my gosh. Punisher just got a second to spell. Speaking of those keywords, Verdugo has not been able to build up to that massive triple-digit defense that they did in game 1. And that's why we see the health totals much closer here. It's going to
Punisher
come
in
down to
the
the
lead,
wire.
in fact, here.
And
Agility
the Surge meter.
advantage, of course. Yeah, Surge
Again,
meter's
we
big
got that
here.
patch notes.
Mm-hmm.
Surge has been unhandcuffed, folks. Let it
Mm-hmm.
fly. When you see that blinking red bar, you better be playing those red scrolls. And there it is, 31 damage plus the 19 from Surge.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That damage is also unaffected by defensive numbers. So
Right. Flat
even with
damage no
50
matter what.
defense, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Verdugo putting up the wall, but still taking a little tic tac there from the Surge meter. Holy big one.
Air
Shield back.
currents. Oh no. There's still
116.
there's still defense there. 116 heals at end of turn to stay fresh and clean and alive for this next round. And agility advantage to Punisher here. Really
Yeah.
good stuff. More healing and mana restoration at the end of this turn if they can survive.
If they
Or
can survive.
clean it up. Or maybe clean shop. We'll see.
True. Tied up 1-1. Let's see it, Punisher. It's a race to the finish here. Whirlwind Spin, the biggest damage in the deck, does get it returned to the deck, but again, it might not
Wow.
matter if
Yep.
they're dead. But the double dispel, really the only thing kind of different in this matchup, and it's making all the difference. Is this the closer? No, tackle gets canceled.
Oh.
Spinning shield for 51.
Oh
Not
my
enough.
god. No, Punisher holds on. Not enough mana. Healing and mana restoration here. Oh
Whoa.
my gosh.
And we do see that health gained at the end of turn for Punisher might be all the difference. I mean, there's a lot fewer scrolls that can hit 67 on turn one, or sorry, scroll slot one
Yes.
than otherwise. I think they were
Oh, a
down to
tail
45.
strike.
Tail strike
Is it
for
enough? Yes.
58.
58. And we're tied up. We are tied up.
This is the action we were looking for, folks. It's 1-1. We're in final bracket semis, which means we're in the final four. Winner of this best of five goes to grand finals. Losers done for the day. Players
Still
going to be
taking
making.
still taking home some titanium,
Oh
but
yeah.
yes, day is
Yeah.
done
I think
after
I've won
loss
some
here.
titanium. I'm going to be shopping. Anybody in chat got some epics I need to buy? I mean, I'm a collector of sorts.
What you looking for? What's still on the list?
I'd have to look, to be honest, but I'm trying to think. I mean, yeah, I'd have to look. But the epics, I'm all about the epics. I'm all about the. I'm waiting for them to release the rare and epic versions of some of the other weapons that got added, like the Stiletto's blade and all that.
Oh yeah,
they've been out for a while. I'm ready for the golden version, folks. Because you know what's better than a stiletto blade?
A shiny
golden
one.
stiletto blade. I know someone in the chat's going to be like, well, there's a lot of weapons that are better than Stiletto's blade. It's like, okay,
yeah,
all right.
but
okay.
the stiletto blade looks cool.
It does look cool.
It's cool.
And the bow. I forget what the bow's even called.
Oh,
The one that came out at the same time. But enough yap. Here we are in a game 3. Verdugo versus the Punisher in final bracket semis. This is game 3.
Our champions of bracket A and B facing off here. In game 3, Mirror Gaze is the first to drop and then slow grow. Nature's Boon, or Rooted Resilience is live.
Is active. Yeah, I mean, really, we're looking to see when does the Punisher find those dispels, and are they well timed in terms of peeling away a massive stack of defense? Ooh, there was a good bait there. Getting the spike shield through because the rock slam was the one that got eaten by the block. Verdugo sitting at full health thanks to the Rooted Resilience there on turn 2. For those that have maybe Skog, you dog.
What you need.
For those that don't know, the balance patch, Rooted Resilience got a slight clarification, we'll say. Not in terms of how it works, but that it doesn't come along with anything else anymore. It's a standalone effect on the scrolls that it's on, which is nice.
Right, yeah. Can't do damage on top of changing stats of your opponent, on top of applying.
Restoring all your stats, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
Regeneration from Punisher, going to get them healthy and more mana for next turn. There's the mana berry. This is when things get dangerous. When Nature's Boon gets
Ooh.
activated for Forest, it's pain time. And there it is, utter annoyance.
Defense even deeper into the hole. Bind active on Verdugo here as well, so only one less scroll to choose from.
Yeah, look at the stat line on Punisher. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting here. I actually thought we would see much more sort of agility skies today because there's lots of targets on the back of attack stats and magicka stats.
Yes.
But I did not run into one all day, interestingly enough. It's called the Nightshade Bow. Thank you, Skog.
Mm-hmm.
First time in 2 years you didn't play a tournament? Yo, Tashar, you are a legend, man. Oh, God. 70 defense. It's game time, baby.
Oh man, trip digits already. The 111 into another trip digits. Earthquake smash hits hard for 136, and Punisher is in the
Oh,
red. 7 in the attack stat, 42 in the agility. However, 254 is healthy for
yeah.
Verdugo.
Verdugo can afford to lose a scroll slot here if they needed to. Punisher, I mean, even not even just specifically the Punisher, but Sky Titan's not necessarily known for being behind and being able to sort of flip that script. But we'll see what the
Mm-hmm.
Punisher has. Usually, Sky is much more in the business of just racing you to the finish instead of being behind. But here's a big heal from Punisher.
Big heal. Needed
Gonna
that.
try to stay alive. Log hit, peeling half of that deal away. There's the dispel, but it doesn't matter. Nothing. Swing and a
Oh,
miss.
yeah.
Verdugo. Verdugo throwing spike shield on base stats. You love to see it. Into the counterattack.
Counterattack. Wow. Wow. Back to back. The counterattack, not counterattacking
Oh,
anything, actually, and still sealing it out.
I was talking so much about how Dispel was going to
Man.
be massive in that match. And then Verdugo goes and finishes him off on base stats, doesn't even care, throwing scrolls. And Verdugo goes up 2-1 in the series. They
2-1.
are on
Here we
match
are.
point. Oh my. That was wild. I mean, as these are skilled players that know, they can when you smell the blood in the water and you just know, I just have to play 4 damage scrolls in a row on this next turn. There's essentially nothing Punisher can do. At least the way that Sky is usually built. But man, what a match. Into game 4. Will we see some changes from Verdugo or the Punisher?
Yes. What are the adaptations going to be? Or is this going to be the end of somebody's tournament day today?
For true. I tried to get cheeky. I was down 0-2 in my bracket final, and I tried to get cheeky and go with the Ultra Dodge Merlin build with my Dawn, and I got slapped around. I got slapped around. It was maybe not the change. I should have just went with the dice roll on again racing to the finish line. Here we go. Game 4. Again, if Verdugo takes this one, they are moving to grand finals. The Punisher needs to win 2 in a row. Let's get it on. It's interesting that we see it. We're in a meta where you can have a stat at 30 and not be highly crippled. I remember back a few patches, or maybe even last patch, if you went into 30 stats on a single stat, you sort of sold the rest of them. But it's nice to see that it's working out here for Verdugo, obviously, in final bracket semis. Here comes a log hit.
Man, oh well, staying fresh with the resources. 50 defense on Verdugo already.
Yep, something like Bulwark Bless could instantly put them up into triple digits. I mean, we saw that in game 1. They could play something like, there's always Mana Berry, which pops that. It gives you a little mana boost, gives you the Nature's Boon. It's a combo starter all in one. Blast Switch in the chat. Argo Soul, what up, fam? Glad you guys are here. Oh, there it is. Peel it away. Knock it down. 90 defense now down to 30. And as I say that, back up to 60.
Trampoline.
All right, Punisher using one of their major heals. And
Mm.
it's interesting when a Sky plays a healing scroll like that. It's sort of it's one of the tick marks in their deck. And maybe they start feeling the pace of the match now. Maybe hopefully crafting their hand with some of those buffs like Take Flight or what is the one, Fury Aura, or the gives you plus 50 attack.
Well, this is Madness helps.
True. There's that offhand switch that we saw in game 2 making big changes.
There's Furious Winds were boosted up.
Yeah, Punisher looking good, ready to switch gears, but into the 90 defense of Verdugo. And without that surge meter popping, just going to be doing some sort of nickels and dimes.
Yeah, big oak strike there. 124.
Oh, that awkward moment when you look up and there's a tree headed your way, you know?
At Mach 7.
That's right. You can duck, but you're still taking it, you know?
Oh.
Like, bracing yourself in a plane crash only does so much.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Verdugo in the healthy green health. Punisher with the healthy green stats. Ooh, there's another angle. Using that tackle scroll to double bind Verdugo for the next turns. Harvest is a miss, which was actually the trigger for the Nature's Boon, I think.
Yeah.
So potentially a change of plan.
Dispel that, though.
Ooh, tackle in the other direction now. Take Flight. Mm-hmm. Punisher is definitely switching gears. Ooh, but taking a hot one here.
Yeah, that one's going to hurt. Down under 100 health here. Surge meter, however, online, so a little bit more extra spice on any of these red scrolls.
Super spicy Punisher. What do you got? I mean, they got plenty of mana. They could play, 4 strong here. I don't know if they'll be alive if they play 4 strong, but oh, there's the Fallen. They even paid health for that.
Wow.
That's confidence.
Bold. Yes.
That's confidence. Maybe they thought Rooted Resilience was coming, but I think Verdugo is ready for the hammer. Oh, it's Timber. Not quite enough.
Not just a touch. Punisher holds on with 5. Whirlwind Spin hits for trip digits. Barely trip. Goes back in. But Stomp is gonna do it. Punisher. And there it is.
Punisher falls. Verdugo, our first grand finalist. Clap it up, folks. That was a good series. A really tough matchup for Punisher in that situation. You got to hit the dispels perfect. Like literally pretty perfectly. But well played by both players. Of course, tons of titanium going to both those players. And of course, again, we cannot understate this enough. We cannot overstate this enough. Championship leaderboard points. Everybody in top 16 and forward of their bracket accumulated some championship tournament leaderboard points for the qualifier. That leaderboard is the only way to qualify for the end of tournament season 2 finale. Now, there are various ways to get points on that leaderboard, but that leaderboard is the only way. It's the golden ticket, if you will, to end of season 2 finale for $4,000. Woo!
Yes, indeed. One path forward.
That's right.
One path that you must drive down. Along the way, though, of course, we've got our weekly challenges, a bunch of other things that are live in the Discord, and you got to be there. You got to be in. You got to be tuned in.
It's true. Tune in on socials. I mean, I am an avid social media pusher of Reign of Titans content because I think it's funny and I like it. But frankly, I think I got something silly like 20 medium loot boxes this week just for being engaged on social media. So it's it's a good way to jumpstart your account. If you're brand new to Reign of Titans, it is such an easy way to accumulate weapons and titanium. Just get some socials popping. And of course, stir up the community, meet some people, maybe find a team to practice with, et cetera, et cetera. And then eventually you too could make it up here onto the main stage. Final bracket semis. Trying to take home millions of titanium. Millions! Why make billions when we could make millions?
Millions. God, we're
Uh,
old,
I
Ross.
know. Are we showing our age? Does anyone in chat even know what we're talking about? Somebody in the chat, please save us. Tell us
Tell
you know the
us.
movie
Tell us the
that we're talking
reference,
about.
please.
Yep. But yeah, chat. We got a whole slate. We got 2 months full of tournaments of qualifying. Ways to qualify through the end of season 2, which ends at the end of June. Big things coming around again. That the new balance patch is fresh
Mhm.
out of the fresh out the oven as of, I don't know, Wednesday, Tuesday, something
Tuesday or
like that.
Wednesday. Yep.
So lots of new things being sort of brought up from the bottom of the pile. People are experimenting, finding the next thing. But yeah, it's a good time. Whoever wins the next match wins the tournament. Ooh, now that's a hot take. They played each other 3 or 4 times today. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I played Nero in 2 round ones. I won one and I lost one. And the one that I lost was this to this Nero Titan right here. I
Mhm.
played Rush in the what am I trying to say? Bracket C finals. So I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I lost bracket D to the champion, and I lost bracket C to the champion.
It's not bad.
I mean, like I
It's not
said, this
bad.
is before today. I had only ever quested into round 3, like every once in a while. But big shouts to tournament organizers. Of course, big shouts to the Reign of Titans team for getting the tournament platform popping off. Again, hats off to Hazy and Ink, who have been on it this morning. Shazenix as well, getting everybody through. I did take a couple screen recordings of how the tournament platform looks on mobile, and I'm going to be putting some videos out about how that process works. There was a lot of questions this morning, but really, it does it for you. It does it for you. You log
It
into
does
the
all the
tournament
things.
platform. It says, go to your game. You click that. You click that you're ready. And then it instantly takes you back into the Reign of Titans app to play the matches. So good. Here we go. Final bracket semis number 2. This is the winners of bracket C and the winner of bracket D. Golcinero versus who am I missing? Rush.
Rush.
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
We got Sky v
Sky,
Sky.
Sky Ditto, Shingeki versus Toronto Tokyo. We're living in interesting times.
And I mean, look at their weapon differences too. These
Oh
we're gonna
yeah.
see some interesting stuff here. And I'm wondering wondering if any of these players are playing very Sky v Sky style, or if they're just
Mm-hmm.
doing what they've done the rest of the morning. We'll have to see. Oof, Earthquake Smash on addled stats, not where you want to
Uh-huh.
be. Still
Uh-huh.
doing plenty of damage though.
Air currents.
Vampiric Strike on the 42 attack leverage.
Hmm.
Lifesteal not quite as good as it has been in the previous meta, or in the previous patch, I'll say, but still very good, especially in a Ditto like this when things could come down to, a wildly small amount of details. For example, right now we are at 341 versus 337. Let's be honest, that's pretty close. 40 defense for Toronto Tokyo, which is not necessarily the strong suit of Sky Titans. Oof.
Flying kick. Trip digits, probably. Yes, 105.
Yas, smackies.
Mm-hmm.
Furious Wind's going to get the attack and agility up for Shingeki.
Jeez. And he
Oh my
hits with a
gosh.
big earthquake smash. Swift attack. Gonna pierce through defenses and still get some nice damage. But man,
Yeah, that was
surge
naughty.
meter popping off for Toronto Tokyo as well.
Yep.
62 on the attack line, and agility still going to be in favor of Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah, not a huge amount of mana to be played with Toronto Tokyo, but sort of the same goes for Shingeki here. So, I mean, the explosive turn is still reasonable, but it's much harder.
Hmm.
Okay, it's much
Oh,
easier to pull off when
yeah.
you steal 50
When
mana from your opponent.
give me that.
However, a run for cover from Shingeki. Oh, but Toronto might have seen it coming. Might have
Mm-hmm.
seen it coming.
A good bait there
Throws away the
potentially.
assassin's way. Pirate slash with the main hand weapon.
Oh, that
Closed.
should be hit. Yep, that should be it. Big, big damage from that pirate slash. Game one.
Yeah, the
Tips.
base stats on that scroll are crazy. Which I mean has to be the reason we're seeing this weapon right now is
Hmm.
that the sort of the value of mana to damage output is pretty wild. Same with flying kick. I don't know if you guys have seen flying kick recently. We just saw the flying kick for 105 in the last match. Um,
Yeah,
you
these
know,
scrolls be hitting hard.
hey, attack scrolls. Red scrolls
Hmm.
got a reasonable,
Yes,
blanket
yes.
increase. So if you haven't looked at your red scrolls in a while, folks, take a peek. And especially now that the art is different, it's not the art, but the UI and the keywords and the coloration,
Hmm.
everything is just very clear. It makes deck building easier, in my opinion, about what you're looking
Yes.
for. There's also the search bar, which we can't go without saying. The search bar got a facelift in the recent months. Is that you can type in a keyword and it will bring up all the scrolls that have that keyword, regardless of other factors, whether it's in the store, blah 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 blah. Anywho, build your decks, get crazy. It's Reign of Titans.
And here we are. We're back with game two of this bracket v bracket finals. Toronto Tokyo versus
Yeah.
Shingeki no Kyojin.
Toronto won game one. And it was very back and forth until that one
Mm.
explosive turn where we saw, I don't know, 250 damage in one turn from Toronto. But I think Shingeki is probably, they went with the same main hand weapon this time.
Oh, yeah, pulled out their own pirate sword,
Oh, Wings of
the
Order on
scimitar.
the 0.
Mm.
Yikes.
Mm.
One of the larger base damage scrolls in the outfit for Toronto Tokyo. Oh my, Shingeki with a fully defensive turn here.
Wow,
And
yeah.
there's the protection ward as well to get what is it called? Restore. Restored all their own stats. That was humongous. Like that was a lot of resources from Toronto, a lot of scrolls that they wish they could have had back,
Yes.
especially to deal no damage and come out on the losing end of the mana bar and the surge meter.
Right.
Kind of crazy.
Stats all even, and then coming into this with the agility advantage still for Toronto, Tokyo, but now we're going to eat surge damage on top of potentially the swing. Yes,
Oof, there's
we're
claws.
pushing the offense now. 104 from Claws. Meditate, gonna restore some of that mana. Whirlwind spin. Shingeki is on the offensive now. 111 comes back into deck. Wow.
Yeah,
Shrapnel, the final scroll there for Toronto. Just a bit more mana back.
Toronto gets saved at least a handful of damage because both of those mega damage scrolls for Shingeki were purple scrolls.
Hmm.
Though they did use the attack stat, they were not red scrolls, so they didn't get the
Hmm.
additional surge damage. Let's see what we got cooking. Half health for Toronto. Shingeki with 66 attack right now is a wild number. Oh, but there's a cheat.
Oh, the temporal shift.
Now, it's all about how
Plunder.
much did Shingeki throw into this that is going to
Hmm.
be all for naught.
Back to
That
back
is the
plunders.
quick. Oh, and
Oh
earthquake.
no, that's a huge stop there from temporal shift. And the answer back.
That's right. That is just rude. That is just rude. Did Shingeki play a fourth scroll? They did not. So
Okay.
three scrolls effectively wasted there, including the earthquake, which has residual downside, continues to cost you mana for the next two turns. But we have a super close match here. The stats of Shingeki back to base, though, as compared to Toronto, which has the Furious Winds Eternal Boost until the end of combat or until a Dispel comes around. Take Flight. Oof, that's a big one. Plus 40 in the attack stat. Shingeki doing what they can here, stealing away 10 of each stat to try and stay alive. Okay.
All right. Yep.
The counter steal from Toronto to make me eat my words. Wind blow out there. And here comes the damage. Feel the rush. Oh, that's a red scroll. It does additional damage. Headbutt in return. But flying kick.
That's got to be it. 96 plus the 19.
Wild.
And Toronto, Tokyo 2-0 here in this bracket finals.
Explosive turns of damage. That's what we like to see, people. Toronto up 2-0 on championship point, or not championship point, on match point to go to grand finals. However, we've seen the reverse 3-0, and I think, in this ditto, the tides could turn very quickly here. But Shingeki going to have to win 3 straight. Chat, who you guys got in this one? We got people hanging out. What do you guys think?
What's the play? What are we feeling?
Crazy. We saw some adjustments from Shingeki with that main hand swap. I wonder if they made any other swaps here moving into if you think your switches are effective but not effective enough, you could continue to push that edge, try something a little different. For those that are trying to learn more about the tournament platform, you do have to make all of your changes before you click the ready button in the tournament platform. Feel the rush. Going to give that attack first keyword. Oh, there's sacrifice, which is going to bind up. It's going to lower the stats at the expense of a bind for Shingeki.
Headbutt. Sunder. Double bind back at you.
That's right. Those scroll stashes are never going to get emptied out. Knock on wood. All right, stats in the coffin right now for Toronto. Shingeki going to get a rare chance to activate scroll slot 1 first. Do they go something wild like Whirlwind Spin, or do they do something a bit more strategic like, Mana Drain? Only the time will tell. Toronto will activate second and, again, must be on sort of their back foot based on the stat line and the double bind. Take Flight. Big buff. Ooh, but they put the cheat out beforehand. Toronto, Tokyo going to take no damage this turn. Really back and forth in terms of status conditions. Not so much in terms of health.
The
temporal shift.
2.0, it's here.
You
didn't know it. Came with the patch as well.
Yep. Temporal shift. You take no damage the turn that it's played. However, you take all of that damage unless it gets restored at the conclusion of the following turn. So most of the game plans for all you Reign of Titans learners out there is to play Temporal Shift, let your opponent attack into you, and then play Restore on the next turn to wipe away that effect and essentially nullify all that damage. Furious Winds. Oh man, Shingeki's getting poised for a big stat flopperoo. Here comes the claws into only 10 defense for Toronto. Air currents as well. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
That was the temporal shift
yes.
At the end of turn.
Uh-huh.
Toronto just has to bathe in it. Just could not do anything. Did not pull their restore. Of course, now we see it here.
That's wow.
Oof. But that's the combo, It's like drawing Fish Slap. If you don't draw Fish Slap plus no stall, you can't play them all at once, and it sort of fizzles all at once. Here we are, Earthquake Smash. It's going to be big. Shingeki's stat lines pumping. There's a Protective Ward to get their stats back, but Toronto in the hot seat. This is madness. I'm not sure is going to be enough. Feel the rush coming through.
That Should hit.
Shingeki
Yes, indeed.
grabs a W and stays in the match. 1-2 now. Shingeki striking. Gonna have to win 2 in a row. Otherwise, if we see Toronto take a victory, they move to grand finals. All right, are we going to see any flip-flops from either player? We do not see any weapon flip-flops. Scrolls would be a touch harder to know. Pardon. Some of you guys maybe who haven't watched a match or haven't played a match this week, you might notice the starting mana has been increased to 180 mana. Also, the cost of mulligan your hand, your opening hand, you can toss it back once, and that is much cheaper than it used to be, especially percentage-wise. With that increase to 180, it is such a smaller, such a less devastating percentage of your hand. Oh my God, what are we talking about? Toronto at 72. This is just all gas, no brakes from both players.
They're just swinging. Whirlwind spin. They're just it's all hands. It's all hands.
Oh, Whirlwind returns to the deck, which at this point in the match is super important. You got a whole bucket of scrolls, and sometimes you just need 140 damage. Shingeki going to activate scroll slot 1 first. Last time they used that to play Temporal Shift, I think. We've seen it out of both of these builds. There's Restore. So wanting to get their stats back and wanting to peel away with the Dispel keyword, but that might have been the same Restore that Toronto would need in order to play Cheat, right? So it's that option is potentially off the table. They might have another Restore in their deck. Oof, here's the 0 damage Plunder. Also, noteworthy that Temporal Shift, you still get all of the sort of status effects and stat changes. It's not the scroll does not get nullified. It's just the damage does not get dealt. And now we see blinking red surge meters from both players. Whew!
Scary.
It is scary. Everything about this current situation is scary. 212 versus 184. I mean, I don't want to say plenty of mana for both players, but
yeah,
Sky has some value scrolls. I mean, Earthquake, Shrapnel, Whirlwind Spin. This is the second time through for Shingeki.
Oh my gosh, and it comes back. Major recovery, big for Toronto there. Feel the Rush is going to answer right back.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy. And with that surge meter dealing an additional 19 points of damage per red scroll, Toronto is weathering the storm right now, revitalized to try and stay alive here at end of turn, and they do.
Okay.
They get 60 HP back. Wow. That's wild.
All right. Back above 100.
I mean, Whirlwind returned again for Shingeki. They could play it and end this thing right here. Commentator's curse.
I mean, it'd
be a good show, right? It'd be a good show. Third time in one match, we get to see a single scroll. Like, that takes us back to a certain era of this game. It's not. It's Fury Aura getting the plus 50 attack. They didn't have the damage outright, so they had to buff the stats to get there. Flying kick.
Oh, it'll hit for 91. Toronto holds on.
50 mana gone from Shingeki. They are dry.
Oh.
Toronto's going to heal.
Oh my gosh. Flying kick. Is it? It's enough. Oh my gosh.
The well-timed mana drain stealing all of the resources for Shingeki. And they were just, they just had to watch the train coming.
Man.
What a play there. Toronto staying alive literally only by healing nature and revitalize combo the previous turn. Absolute madness in that match. Toronto, Tokyo moving into grand finals. And Shingeki going to be done for the day. Congratulations and well played to both of those players. What a match.
Man,
wow.
Really back and forth. That was actually truly a nail biter.
Yes,
Truly a nail biter there,
actually.
especially those last two hands. Crazy.
Yes, the revitalize clutch. And then, of course, the well-timed mana drain. They had exactly 50 mana. Like it was storybook to how that could have gone or should have gone for Toronto, Tokyo. Well done. Unfortunate auto mod here. We did have to ban someone. That's unlucky. That's unlucky.
Whoops.
One less Twitch scum on the internet. But the rest of you all are fine, 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 folks. Thanks so much for being here. Again, take a screenshot. I'm going to take a screenshot right now.
Do it.
I actually took a screenshot at a hilarious time in the playback.
Oh no.
Put that in the proofs and submissions in the Discord, and get yourself some loot boxes for hanging out on a tournament day with Nugget and myself. Look at our picture. I don't know if you have proof and submissions pulled up, but that's a keeper. That's a scrapbooker there, chat. Oh my. All right, we're gonna get grand finals up here for you fine folks momentarily. What a shot.
That's great. Well, that's great.
Whew, we're giving the players just a minute to cool down after that wild scroll slinging sesh. Again, make sure you're taking a screenshot that says you were here. Make sure you follow. Again, if you have a screenshot that shows that you're following the Twitch chat, Reign of Titans GG posted. Make sure you follow and send your proof in the Discord to earn a whopping 3 mega loots. Maybe that's the same
3
for proofs and submissions, or just for being here. What am I trying to say? Either way, there's 3 megas. 3 megas are out
options.
There. You just gotta
lots of opportunities.
Follow the directions. Oh man, what a bop. What a bop. And again, get out there on the Instagram. I'm gonna check Instagram right now. Let's see if Reign of Titans.
What are those follow accounts looking like?
Bleep, boop, bleep, boop. Ka-chow. Let's see. Reign of Titans. Where's the there was a post about picking your who you think's gonna be the eventual champion. So if anybody picked Golcinero or who did we have from first semi?
Ivan El Mosquito versus Stomping on him. I think.
I forget. I think Stomping on him. I don't remember. I don't remember. Chad, help us out here. I can't even find the post anymore, chat. I'm trash. Oh, it is Stomping on him.
Yes.
In the chat, Golcinero. Nero is looking for a DQ in the championship. Oh man, that's too good. That is too good. Oh, he lost. Maybe it wasn't Stomp that we're looking at. Stomping at him, sorry. Maybe it was Yvonne. Yvonne El Mosquito was the other bracket winner.
Okay, yes.
I do hope in the future we can put this final bracket into the tournament platform at some point, or at least some way to document. Because we are here guessing, obviously, and that's why we're guessing poorly. Hazy needs some rest.
Fair enough.
It does say that Yvonne El Mosquito is also offline, which is fine because the tournament. Oh, right, we're not on the platform. I was going to say the tournament platform instantly pulls you into the game if you're not on if you're not on the app. Again, we'll get this bracket. We'll get this grand finals pulled up ASAP. Oh my, what an action-packed grand final or Final bracket semis were wild.
Bracket
I'm sure
semis, yes.
final bracket grands is going to be crazy as well. Yeah. So this was a titanium prized event, but we also have cash prize events scattered through season 2. So make sure you are on board, and especially with this tournament platform, it's going to be at least we have the capability of making the registration for those tournaments much easier and not as time constrained, which is cool. Lots of possibilities now that we got this platform up and running. It really did make things pretty darn smooth for myself personally. So I hope everybody give your feedback. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of way or form or avenue of giving your feedback on how the tournament went for you personally, especially in with your concerns about the tournament platform. Here we go. That's right. We saw the Forest Titan Verdugo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be Forest versus Sky, which generally is a really hard matchup for Sky, but Verdugo not playing maybe traditional Forest route here.
Right.
They're still showing up to the battle here in game 1 with double shields. We see Toronto, Tokyo with the Champions Axe, full well knowing they're going to need to peel away those buffed defensive stats if they want to have any shot at this. Verdugo, I think, beat a Sky to get here.
Yes.
If I remember right. So Verdugo not necessarily scared of the elemental matchup.
Yes, it was 3-1 against the Punisher.
There you go.
The Sky Titan. So put up a fight at least. But Toronto, Tokyo is a different breed of Sky, getting here to the grand finals of our Titanium tournament today.
Flying kick gets put in there as turn 1, as the kickoff, if you will. And even on base stats, 61 damage, which, again, if you followed the game for a while, flying kick, I don't know that has ever done 61 damage. But I do like the animation. Who are the finalists? The finalists are Ivan El Mosquito versus Golcinero. Boop. Verdugo up to 60 defense, ready to either absorb a bunch of damage or turn the beat around and put it on the offensive with that Nature's Boon keyword. Mirror's Gaze. Ooh, that's a good one. Steals away 20 defense in this exact matchup. So good. Oof. There's the Dispel. Peeling away all the buffs, leaving just debuffs for Verdugo. Toronto, thus far, getting the better end of the timing transactions, I'd say. But like we said, Verdugo not a stranger to this exact situation. Champion's Axe, the main hand weapon for Toronto, known for being the biggest defense killer in the game. One of its single scrolls with a minus 50 defense. Ooh, Force of Nature. Looking good. Slow grow as well. And let's see what Toronto throws into the ring. Nothing? Did they just make it look like it was going to be a massive turn and then went for the nope?
Just scroll slot 4?
Big brain. Toronto essentially dodging the Rooted Resilience there with full stats, full surge meter, full mana bar, and did not take the bait. Verdugo did everything they could there to make it look as juicy as possible. But Nero saw through. There's a mana drain as well. Oh my, just taking every out. Now, Tokyo going to have to spend some mana or going to be taking that extra, read all about it, overflow damage.
There's a bit of an onslaught here.
Oh man, and with that 90 defense,
Hmm.
Verdugo had to just watch the turn pass by, didn't have any mana left after that
Hmm.
well-timed drain.
Hey, with a lot of confidence in this Sky Titan here in the chat. We'll see if this faith is well placed. Cheat comes out.
Ooh, the cheat is out, which means and against the root of resilience here.
Hmm.
Reversal doesn't matter. Oh, sorry, not rooted. There comes the
Natures,
claws.
yes.
Saw
Timber
the icon
hits.
pop, different icon. Vampiric. This is actually kind of huge here. Toronto pushing the envelope, even at sort of from the from downhill, if you will, against the
Hmm.
defense. But again, even through the defense, things like true damage, things like surge meter, able to sort of knock on the door. Verdugo at 112, not loving where they are, I'm sure, but at 60 defense, also not
Yes.
super scared.
Still a decent wall. This is Madness is going to reduce that.
Okay, a well-timed mana drain here might cut
Hmm.
Toronto's plans in half. There's a purification, says get all of the stats back to where they need to be.
Oh, but
And
Bulwark's
Verdugo
Bless.
gets the clutch bulwark in after the dispel.
Hmm.
Harvest now, getting a little bit of health back. Verdugo hanging on for dear life. Only 5 scrolls left. Log hit. Oh, and there's the end.
Oh
There's the temporal shift at
man,
the
the
end. We forgot.
shift. The shift damage blew up right then. Oh man.
Oh, it
Log
got
hit.
shifted.
You got shit. You've been shifted.
You've been shifted. All that damage from the previous turn shifted
Wow.
down one turn later, and I had
Hmm.
forgotten. Frankly, I had forgotten,
Couldn't
and then
sneak
it
in.
exploded at the end
Hmm.
of the next turn. And that is game one right there. Verdugo takes it 1-0. Wow. That was exotic. I mean, even just the plus 20 health from Harvest like kept Verdugo
Yep.
in that game.
Just enough. Just enough. Stay healthy. Stay in it.
All right, here we go. Right back into it. The shift, I mean, live by the shift and die by the shift. If you do not find your restore after that, you
Hmm.
are just you're on a one-way ticket on the pain train for sure. And I mean, after Toronto absolutely dodged the root of resilience, I was like, well, there's a
That's
handshake coming up, but
yeah.
then flip the script. Eat
Able
my
to stick
words.
with it.
At least, twice per cast, I have to say something 100% incorrect.
That's what we have asterisks for, Ross.
That's right. That's right.
Counterattack
Major,
for 60.
yeah, major
Very healthy
recovery
here.
from
Yeah.
Toronto, almost
Really
maxing
early.
it out. But again, Forest not with a whole bunch of tools to get that health bar back. Their element specific heals are not very good. Either of these elements really, but they are very. This is a matchup of very sneaky buffs and debuffs. There's the cheat bulwark. No way.
Wow.
Argo
Yeah.
says no way. Champion's Tail. Oh my, what a guess
Oh,
there with the minus
okay.
40. Oh my, but Verdugo says I've got more. And then Toronto says you've got less.
The Warriors
Too
way
good.
cuts 50 away.
Anti-defense build right now for Toronto. Spinning Shield comes out but doesn't deal nearly as much as it would have if the stats went Verdugo's way that turn. 378 with 0000 goose egg stat line.
Jeez.
Verdugo.
Not where the Forest Titan wants to be at all.
There's a mana drain. Will it affect how this turn runs? Dense defense, getting them out of the hole at least. And then This Is Madness steals half of
Oh
that
my
away.
gosh. Yes. Give me it back.
Force of nature. Defense back at base. Feel the Rush is a
Oh, that
giant.
hits. Yeah.
This could be a good. Okay, I was about to say this could be a time to push
Revitalize.
for Toronto, but I think that they just want to get into position. The mana drain started it all here. Verdugo only at 110
Oh,
to have this
oh.
turn.
Big health swings there as those end effects settle out, and Toronto here at midline. But
Yeah,
all of the
Temporal Shift
stats.
came through again, but it
Mm-hmm.
just wasn't as much damage this time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe they intentionally want to keep that restore for a rainy day. Like if they get debuffed here in a bit. Mirror Gaze, so good in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Take back that 20 of those defensive stats.
Speaking of, here we are, Purify. And now Goose Eggs again for Verdugo.
Mm-hmm. Nature's Boon active after Harvest here pops. Rock throw into 50 defense on
Ooh,
Toronto only
Toronto.
hits there. Yep. Oh, Earthquake Smash is going to be big.
Season opening here. Attacking into the 0
106.
defense.
Uh-huh.
Oh my. And now that the stats return, 12 agility over 11, Toronto will activate first scroll slot. I don't think there's any scroll that deals 145.
Not with the current stats.
No. Nope. Gonna have to do some work or do some debuffing to the opponent, which seems to be Toronto's favorite way to do it. Axe throw. Speaking of,
Mm-hmm.
peeling away the little defense that Verdugo did have. Oh, claws!
Claws. Is this going to seal it?
It's over!
That's enough. Toronto again up.
Sheesh.
Takes it
Grabs a
over Nero.
dub there.
2-0.
I mean, turns out it's pretty good when you attack Forest when they have 0 defense. Turns
You
out that's
know?
pretty good. And that ties us up 1-1, I think, yeah? Because Temporal Shift killed Toronto game 1?
Killed
Actually, don't.
Nero?
Yeah, I think so. Toronto lost game 1 and then just won second game? Chad, are we crazy? What's the count? Judge!
I thought Ivan won both. Didn't Temporal hit Nero? Or am I also crazy? Do I need asterisks?
Forest won the
Yes.
first game. Sky
Former
won the
first.
second game.
Yes. So it's 1-1.
Okay.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that's what's in my brain anyway. I don't know if it's
Yes.
true, but that is what's in my brain. Here we go. Earthquake Smash. First scroll of game 3.
Just open it up.
That's right. Just throw the big dog. But again, Toronto got to be licking their chops after last game. They had Verdugo at 0 defense for turns on end. And that's the ideal circumstance for Toronto here to try and close out grand finals. 85 additional health for Toronto. We saw that early in the last match as well.
Yeah, and then it doesn't matter with the Spinning Shield hitting for 93 again. Wipes that major recovery heal right back off the map.
Spinning Shield, pretty awesome damage output.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you have spikes all over your shield, it does give a certain vibe.
Right. Oh, and we did switch to Epic Prodder. Interesting.
Ooh. The most Proteus Prodder, which actually is the main hand that Verdugo, I think, started with.
Yeah.
Not in this series, but in the final bracket semis.
Mm-hmm. Fury
so we're going to see some annoyance, which is going to be good for peeling
there.
away stats from their opponent as well.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a subtle switch, but really makes a pretty big difference in the way that the interactions go through this game.
Mm-hmm.
Counterattack onto 0 defense, hits for 53.
Wow. Yeah, counterattack has been pretty monumental so far on the games we've seen on stream, oddly enough.
Yeah, a wild sort of layout right now. Health, Toronto's losing. Mana,
Yes.
Toronto's winning. Surge bar, Toronto's winning. And stat line, Toronto's winning.
Yes.
But it's, I mean, you can't win if you don't have health. So only one of these really determines how this goes. Shrapnel, okay, that's going to even things up fairly quickly. Resistance check on the other side. Oh my. Oh, a perfectly timed mirror gaze. But Toronto's still at 0 defense thanks to the prod from last turn. Danger.
Oh, protection ward. Mm-hmm.
Mana drain. That's so funny. They say, well, if we're going to equalize the stats, I'll take your mana. I'll take your mana for it. Oh, and there's the surge going crazy for Toronto.
Yeah, Feel the Rush will
Extra
hit
hits. And
56 plus 19, and now 3 hit points separating our players.
that's crazy.
20 mana points as well. And Toronto still with the 1 point of agility advantage. So scroll slot resolution is yours to command.
3, 2, 1. Classic. What's the play here? Toronto first to resolve. Warriors Way peels away the defense and says for the remainder of turn, we will be using one of the stats. I think it's agility for the rest of the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Annoyance. Again, a big debuff, but also damage on top. Both players just teetering in the danger zone. Earthquake Smash.
Aye.
Definitely in the danger zone now for both players under the double-digit line.
No. Okay,
Oh,
no scroll for Verdugo option here. Agility definitely in Toronto's favor. What do you do?
I
Do you go
mean,
for it? Do you have enough?
the agility is not supposed to be the stat that Toronto's attacking with right now, right? So their deck is
Right.
built around the attack stat, which is at 0 right now. Can they find? Oh, we just saw the mana bar drop.
Uh,
Toronto's digging. Did they find it? No, they did
oh,
not. They
they
found the
found a
cheat
temporal
instead.
shift though.
This is what that scroll is for. Buying yourself one turn to find the answer. Toronto having to plug that in, could not find 63 damage in scroll slot 1. But they are going to be in control here of scroll slot 1 again. 83 this time they've got to deal with. And again, end of this turn, Toronto explodes in a volcanic
It
eruption.
will absolutely explode if 19 damage isn't done
They
in
still don't
scroll
have
one.
it.
Oh
They
my
still don't have
gosh.
it. Mana drain.
Oh
But
no.
Verdugo, oh,
The
they play
claws.
claws.
79. Oh my gosh. Verdugo holds on by
It's
4.
not enough.
No. Wings
Wings of
of
Order.
Order. The
Wings of Order
damage
is the
should take it.
closer.
Yes.
Wild
Wow.
ride.
Right by the skin of their teeth, Toronto comes out of it 2-1.
My gosh, what a match.
Temporal
Oh
shift
my.
era 2.0.
That is what temporal shift is
That is,
supposed to be
yes.
about.
That
Buy
was a
yourself
clinic.
one turn and pray you
Mhm.
draw the next
Mhm.
things you need. And then they still had to play the mana drain. It was hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
They couldn't
This is
close it.
also the burn cost, the burn cost going and
Yes.
being there. Like this is true adaptation with the new balance.
True. Second burn now costs 10 mana instead of 30.
Hmm.
Which could have tipped the scales there. I mean, required Toronto to play mana drain, A, in defense, because Verdugo couldn't play
Yes.
anything, but B, had to play claws and what was it like winds of, I don't remember, but wow. Anyway, here we are in game 4.
It's shifting time.
It's shifting time. Just did my swirly hand actions. Nobody knew our first reference. They're definitely not going to know it's shifting time, I don't think, but maybe.
When
Oak Strike.
Taruk
Oof. With 100 defense, Verdugo's out for blood.
major recovery again, a major recovery has been popped off turn or hand 1 so many times.
Yeah. 3 matches in a row for Toronto. Play it early, but then, I mean, everybody kind of knows now Toronto is at 378 hard line. There's, there's not a whole lot of other heals after major recovery to really shift how this works. What a play. No way. Oh, I love it. I love it. Dense defense for Verdugo. Pull him out of the hole. I mean, we saw the switch to Prodder for Verdugo. It lost him the match, but I think it found more openings, I think, for Verdugo last match. But we'll see how it goes here. More data points to come. Meditate for Toronto, going to keep them super healthy, as well as that mana pool for Verdugo for the next 3 turns.
We've
Stat
been
lines
here. We've
wild.
been here before.
That's right.
Stats all in Toronto's favor.
I've seen this
Verdugo
episode.
with the defense strong.
Which is also
Tournament.
funny because we know that Verdugo has plenty of instant buff. Oh, there's the peel
Okay.
away the debuffs. And now back to 60 defense for the tail strike. Verdugo, happy about that one. And then the bulwark on top.
Oh, that's big. That's huge. 110 on the line. Claw swipe into 110 does
More like
20.
kitty scratch. Yeah, kitty
Yes.
scratch. With 105 defense, Nature's Boon is popped. It's time for the spinning shield. The carousel of
120.
pain. Toronto, though, with the surge meter on
Hmm.
lock. 125 mana. But Verdugo, with their favoritist stat called defense, still poking ahead at 35. Gonna see some weirdness. Earthquake, that's not too weird. Big damage, 72. Verdugo under the 100 line. Annoyance gonna debuff Toronto. Take away some home up of perfection. Oh my gosh. The guesswork here is wild. Instantly removes that debuff and gets back in the driver's seat. Toronto peeling away mana, but it's not going to stop Verdugo this time. Big
Oh,
earthquake.
earthquake.
Flying kick for 82. Verdugo hangs in there.
82 and
Has
yes.
enough to
Oh
play it.
no. The spinning shield. What is it doing? There's the defeat. Oh my.
Ooh. Closing with the spinning shield. Folks,
Man.
we just saw debuff, restore, debuff, restore. Nature's Boon closer. Like
Yes.
crazy end of game turn there.
The flippiest of floppiest.
And now we're tied 2-2 in grand finals.
2-2 in grand finals. It all comes
Championship
down
point.
to here. Yes. Championship
Oh
match. Best of
my
5. Top of the
God.
tournament. First titanium tournament of the season. We're here, Ross. This
We
script, I mean, it happened naturally and organically.
couldn't have painted a better picture, though, here. We're giving away so much titanium to this victor, as well as humongous amount of those championship leaderboard points for the end of season tournament. There's Champion's Tale. First scroll says, no defense for you. Dense defense going to say, I'll have a little bit.
Just a touch.
Log hit.
Hit.
So Verdugo playing this turn as if they had 40 more defense, which would be pretty cool. Resistance check to get a little back even. And Toronto going to take a hot 56.
As well
Everybody's
as bind.
Everybody's all right. Everybody heads home to recoup for the next turn. Nothing too wild happening. But really, all that means is that all the wildness is still in the bucket. It's still out there to be played. We've seen it all in this best of 5. And we know that there's plenty to come. This is madness. Stealing 10 of each stat. Force of nature now. And there's the major recovery. This time on turn 2. Pardon us.
All right, broke the pattern. That's okay.
Combo breaker. Long shot. Toronto, I mean, seemingly super comfortable position right here. Oof. Spinning shield into 0 defense. Hits for 91. And now again, I eat my words. We return. We'll return to you guys after a word from our sponsors. Surge meter creeping up for Toronto. Verdugo down at 1, but has the 50 defense. Explosive damage possible from both of these Titans. Oh, there's the cheat. Okay, here's a restore. Verdugo back to even footing. Toronto with the eternal buff till end of combat. Slow grow. Oh my. Everyone's just setting the table for a feast here. Focus punch, though. Going to hit for 0. And I say 0. What I mean is 0 now, chat. You guys know we've seen that damage come back full circle. if Toronto can't find a restore, or like in game 2, I think they just chose not to play restore and ended up taking, I don't know, less than 100 for their decisions. But temporal shift is online right now. Toronto going to be taking a bucket of damage if they can't find the restore keyword in their deck. There's Mirror Gaze. Again,
Take some
probably
defense,
the
please.
best single scroll in this exact matchup. There's the protection ward. They do find it.
Nice.
All is well for Toronto, especially in the stat region. Jeepers. Surge meter is going to get a little action here with that shrapnel scroll. Toronto had to spend a lot of this turn sort of regaining their footing, especially against that temporal shift. Verdugo at 116 and no stats, essentially. Crazy spot to be in. This is where we see a lot of the shenanigans start popping. I mean, we saw a temporal shift already from Toronto, but again, in this best of 5, we've seen some wildness. Vampiric going to take about half of Verdugo's stats. Tree growth. Oh my. Claw swipe just hit the pedal. Pedal to the metal, Toronto.
47.
Mana drain.
Oh my gosh.
Does Toronto have a cheapie? Do they got something cheap? Oh my, I don't think they do.
Oh.
They missed scroll slot 3. They do have steal. No. Okay. They do have steal to try to get the agility bonus here for the subsequent turn. Are they alive though? Earthquake. Okay.
Just they hang on. Barely. Yes, they hang on. Oh man, agility here. You have to have 17. You have to.
I can't think of a scroll that does less than 17. What, Windfall or something? There it is. Wings of Order.
Yep.
Toronto, Tokyo closes, and we crown a champion in Nero.
Yes.
Nero takes the championship.
Nero. Goodness gracious.
Bracket D champion Nero takes it home. Ivan El Mosquito in second place, a qualified runner-up, of course.
Absolutely.
Both players played fantastic in this best of 5. They're both getting a big chunk of titanium to spend in the game. And, of course, those ever elusive championship leaderboard points for season 2. Wow, what a day.
What awesome match. What a great first stream, essentially, first tournament with this new balance patch. Some incredible